Probably 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vlog. Here on our way down to RFK. Currently the group was scared to let me heal RFK. The priest said he's gonna heal. I'm gonna DPS. They originally wanted a healer and then the priest was gonna DPS. Healer was chill with me healing supposedly. The rest of the group didn't want me healing because I'm feral spec. Personally, I feel like I'm way beyond good enough of a player to heal RFK as a feral druid. So I'm not sure if they're gonna let me heal. I think that changed the audio settings back to normal. Buddy guy's still on Ratchet. Not even sure if he got the.
That's still recharging. That spell.
Go for it, big guy. Until this guy shows up. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun playing a druid. Definitely, it's been crazy windy over here. Over the last like 2 days. It's been so windy that it ripped a branch off of the apple tree outside. And it was kind of sad because it was like there's a lot of apples on that branch. Maybe if I just keep healing, maybe they'll just let me quit. And I can show the new stuff how disgusting a feral healer is. I'm a savage, as some would say. I'll just keep saying we never left combat long enough for me to switch my gear over. We'll just say that. Kind of expected the warlock to tap. They're calling me out in the chat. They're like, oh, just good girl. I suppose we'll swap all of our gear over, I guess. We have tranquility now at level 30, which I was quite surprised that you get tranquility at 30 in hardcore classic. I was quite surprised. Priest wanted me to go feral because then he's got 5% dibs on the mace. Because warlock's not gonna be able to use the mace. Which is fine, like, it's not like I can really do much with, I can't do much with that mace. Like, if I was resto druid, if I was sure, could make sense, right? but being feral, it's like, man, like, it wouldn't go very far for me. It'll drop and the game will just be like, alright, you're gonna ninja it. That's what a lot of this feels like a lot of the time, is like, almost feels like a morality check a lot of the time. It's like,
Out of range.
I don't really have any of my heals on the bar, so I can just heal straight out of the bar and go back in again. I'll have to change that. Well, that's not a mace, is it? We're gonna take those for healing spec. It's like the one thing when it seems like when you're playing paladin, when you're playing druid, if you're playing a shaman, that you're always looking for other sets of gear. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got like 4 tunes that are above level 35, not including this character, and I've never seen that. Never seen that single-handed mace drop ever. I think the most versatile class in the game. I don't think anything really beats. I don't think anything beats a druid.
Victory for Gamagai.
I think that was a disgusting crit. good for the warrior. Oh, he doesn't need it. Alright, he's getting sold when I'm getting sold by me. Tiger's Fury increases my health. It doesn't increase my health. Damage. I want to get to the Omicron level. Get that mace. Show just how little I've actually even got to play barrel spec, as I like don't even truly know what Tiger's Fury does. Intellect. Oh, I should have needed that. Never mind, the priest needed it. still do Wayland Caverns on this character. There's just like those beginning dungeons are just the most fun to do. Dead Mines, Wayland Caverns, Shadowfang Keep. Those are really good. No other skinners, no other skinners. Oh. Someone didn't loot. Oh yeah, pull all of them, bud. I grabbed another one. Look at my fall, look at my fall. Up. So I guess what I kind of wanted to do was I wanted to go over some of I guess memories or just like things that have happened in my life, things that I remember, you know, things that I really enjoyed doing. Just to kind of have it logged, you know. There's a lot of moments where, you know, like you kind of just go through life and you just kind of forget a lot of things as you go. Some of my earliest memories are I remember like hanging out with, of course, my dad, my mom, and definitely had like where do you even kind of start when you're like chronologically it's really difficult to know where everything kind of fell together, you know, like I feel like I had quite I was very lucky when I was younger. I didn't really know just how lucky I was, and I feel like that happens to a lot of people where you don't really realize just how good it is in the moment. And I think that's a really important thing for people to remember, and why people should always remember to just kind of live in the moment as much as they can, and wherever that idealism comes from, because you never really know what tomorrow holds. You should never really worry about what yesterday had to offer. Like, you should definitely always learn from the past. Of course, you never want to dwell on it. That's where things can get a little tricky. Like I remember as a young kid, one of the coolest gifts I ever got was was like a stuffed T-Rex, like a stuffed animal. I just remember it was at like my dad's mom's house, my grandma, I guess my Bubba Shirley, beautiful lady. I just kind of remember my aunt had it was almost as big as I was when I was the stuffed animal, and it was one of the coolest ones I remember ever getting. I'm the oldest of 3 kids, so there's definitely some perks to being the oldest kid, being the first grandkid, it's a lot of things that go along with that. I know there's one of the craziest times is I think it was I was incredibly young.
I'll teach you to interfere.
I had gone ice fishing with my dad and my granddad, my dad's dad. And I remember there was like a ski mask that they had given me, but it was way too big for my head at the time. So it kind of blocked a lot of my vision. Like looking down, I couldn't really look down. I couldn't see down. I could only see out, and it was one of those things where I felt like maybe I had snow blindness at the time, but I had no idea what that really meant, what that really entailed. I just remember everything being so bright, and it just being so bright, I couldn't see, and the first time it was that it was just so bright and I couldn't see, and I ended up falling in an ice fishing hole, because that's what we were doing up in Canada, is we were fishing on the lake. And I'd fallen in. Now I'm not sure if that was the first time, but there was a first time. So I don't really know how severe that one was. From what I've been told is that there was unfortunately 2 different times that this had happened, where I had fallen in the ice fishing holes, and I was so young and so little. That I was able to, both my legs had fallen and sunk into the ice fishing hole, and my pants, my ski pants and everything were so heavy as a kid that I couldn't pull myself up out of the hole.
What's up? Have a good one.
So the thing that was happening was I was getting drug under the ice, and I couldn't crawl. I couldn't lift myself up to get out. I remember sinking like under the water, and it was terrifying. I really thought it was going to be a moment where I went under the ice. I was up to my armpits at one point where I was just getting drug under the ice more and more. It was like up past my chest, so I was like fully waist deep, and it was quite dangerous. I believe that was one of the I believe that was the last time I ever got to go ice fishing. Just because I was just too young, and it was just there was just nothing I could really do. It was just hanging out, and I remember like getting put in the truck. I don't remember who had pulled me out of the ice or who had found me, but somebody had come and grabbed me. I kind of feel like I blacked out because I don't remember. I remember just looking out on the ice and it just being so bright, so unbelievably bright. It was just like that I couldn't even really function. Like I couldn't see anything. It was just so bright. And that had kind of felt that's where in the later years of my life I feel like I had some kind of snow blindness, or something else was going on that was causing me to not be able to see, which which kind of led to me not being able to see the ice holes where they were. So that was like I was just left in the car to kind of warm up and get warmer. So that was kind of how it kind of ended up. It really scared me. Gave me a very, it left me very respectful of the outdoors, and just how if you're not paying attention, it can really get away from you, and it can just be really dangerous. It was quite an impactful moment in my life. It was something that was just very noticeable. It was a very noticeable moment. I don't know how it impacts me later on in life, but I feel very thankful and very lucky that I didn't end up under the ice. I didn't end up going under. I was very, very lucky. Because I don't think there would have been any way to find wouldn't have been any way to find me until all the ice melted. It was a pretty wild moment. But of course everything turned out okay, so it don't have to worry about it now, right? been some cool times, been some crazy times. It's not the only crazy time. There's been I've taken some pretty nasty falls on bikes. I've taken some pretty nasty falls on playing sports. Injured quite a bit. Currently been dealing with like a really disturbingly painful like foot pain in my foot, where it's making it hard to walk and function at times. Like it'll chill out, but it's just like not been getting noticeably better in a little bit, so it's been quite interesting. Broken bones. I believe I've had concussions, but I wouldn't truly know. It's never been confirmed that I've had concussions. So it's pretty wild. I wish I was a little bit of a better gambler, because I've definitely been gambling in much different ways with much different wagers in a way. Been gambling with my life, I guess, in a way, but I mean, doesn't everybody in a way? Life is a big risk reward. There was a time when I was a lot younger that
Too far away.
I was at my grandparents' house, and they had, it was kind of like a junkyard, kind of just like a lot of vehicles there. Maybe not a junkyard, but like a house, and there was like a trailer and some cars in the back, and my granddad had a dog. And I was quite young. A lot of these stories are kind of when I'm a lot younger, as everything kind of progresses, and as I remember more, I'll get to more like modern stories and stuff like that. But I was a younger kid, and I remember thinking the dog was so cute, and didn't really have an understanding of when an animal is angry. And I went ahead and I had grabbed a bunch of the dog's food from the dogs. Like the way that my granddad at the time was feeding his dogs was he would take a metal garbage can, and he would cut kind of like a notch out of the bottom, and then he would kind of push in the notch, and then it would kind of create where he could like fill up the garbage pail, and then as the dog would eat the dog food, then more dog food would kind of fall into it, kind of like how people have like cat food dispensers nowadays and stuff like that, or even regular dog food dispensers, but with a garbage can, because the dogs were massive, right? They were huge dogs. They're outside most of the time, so it just made sense, right? And I'd grabbed a scoop of dog food, and nobody was really around, and I tried feeding it to the dog. The dog was not happy with me at that moment, and the dog ended up biting through my hand with one of his canine teeth, and left a scar right in the middle of my hand, where one of his canine teeth went through my hand.
Yo!
And he let go, luckily. But it was definitely a very
Keep it
very
real.
impactful moment. I think it definitely left me a little afraid of dogs after that. Definitely been a lot more standoffish with animals, and I mean that kind of makes sense when you think about it. You know what I mean? When something like that happens, I feel like it gives you a much healthier respect for animals and just their limits and what they're willing to put up with, and how you should respect animals in certain aspects. So that was definitely hurt. It was definitely a very painful lesson. I don't, in the 30 years of life, I don't remember how painful it was really anymore. I don't even really remember the pain at the time. Obviously it hurt, and obviously, but as time has gone on, I don't remember just how painful. Like I don't think I could put it on a scale, which I should be able to, right? But yeah, I can't. I don't really remember the pain anymore. I just remember the experience.
I can't carry anymore.
So that was quite a wild time. I've had some experiences, some pretty wild experiences with animals for sure. I remember we were living at my childhood home. To me, it was like a mansion. Like it was quite a large house, and I was fortunate enough that in the backyard we had a big enough tree that my dad had built a tree house in the tree. It was one of the coolest things. One of the coolest things ever. And I remember a while before we got the tree house, we had a German Shepherd. Beautiful dog named Sheba. And we had I guess some of my friends over. It was like my parents' friends had kids, and they had a dog. I think they had a golden retriever. And at some point, the dogs like got super angry at each other, and the golden retriever came at me, and like my dog, the German Shepherd, had kind of like jumped in the way, and it was like a full-on dog fight, and like beat up the golden retriever pretty bad, and like threw it against the barbecue. And my dog was like pretty, like, the dog was never aggressive, and I was too young at the time to really know what even really happened, whether or not it was something that the kids did, or because it was like me and my dog, and then my friends and their dog, and we're all just playing in the backyard, and we're all like playing around. So I don't know if like the dogs thought it was just getting too aggressive, and it just kind of blew up. It was really weird.
Farewell.
And
Go in peace.
it was interesting. It was a moment where I kind of realized that animals are incredibly loyal, and just how loyal animals can be. It was quite surprising. I know my granddad on my dad's side, he
Ishnu dal diev. Asha fela.
he was a hunter, but like a huntsman, hunter, outdoorsman, fisherman. I guess he always had like quads and campers and went like moose and elk hunting and deer hunting and all kinds of stuff, and never really got to do that kind of stuff with him. It was a very unusual relationship. He's a very, very quiet, to himself person, and I've never really gotten the chance to explore his mind into why he's like that. If he enjoys that, if you know what I mean, like he just does his own thing. He's his own person. It's quite different.
Feel free to browse.
Right now we're just gonna sell off a bunch of stuff. Find out
Then not.
what we're gonna end up doing next. Probably replace that. I still want to try and do a BFD. See if we can get some people for Black Fathom Depths. I wanted to try and hit level 31, and then I can go. I'm not sure if I'm going to play more of the Paladin or play more of the Warlock, or if I just go play a Mage. I was going to play a lot of the characters to just play a lot of their rested XP. What is it looking for? 3 more. Because I feel like I can heal tank or DPS still, so it's I don't think it really matters what I end up doing. We're just right now changing the screen so I can send off a bunch of stuff to my other character. And then what level is this guy? A 27 rogue, okay? BFD is what? 24 to 32, right in the middle. I don't think I'm gonna get to DPS. We'll see. Who is messing around on my chair? What's up, Key? What's up, Key Cat? Hey? My kitten. You're still kidding? You're like a 1-year-old cat now. Hey? You're like a 1-year-old cat now. Okay. There's a good kitty. There's one thing I always thought would have been super cool is if I got to take care of like large cats. I always thought that taking care of like tigers and stuff would be such a cool thing to do. Instead, I just get to take care of this little thing. The kitten is she's just chilling. I don't know if the camera picks her up. She's just being cute. She's just hanging out. She just wanted some pets. Just wanted some love. Just wanted some love, kitten. Hey. She's like just so chill. She's like sleeping. She loves ear scratches. You're a good kitty. Hey, you're a good kitty. I gotta invite this person real quick here. Gotta find out what level they are first. 26, 27. Let's see here. Oh, she's getting upsetty spaghetti. You upsetty spaghetti kitty? You gonna pop a squat? You gonna have a sit? Have a lay? Yeah. Come lay over here. Just need you stay out of my water, baby cat. Hey, good kitty. What do you think we're gonna find? You think we're gonna find a tank or a healer? Hey, stay out of my water, baby cat. Hey, here's a good kitty. Just trying to attack my. She's attacking my character. Hey? Attacking my character?
brings you here? Good luck, friend.
Ooh, baby cat. Ooh, baby kitty. Ooh, baby kitty. So I think we have a group. Should be able to level off of out of here as well too. Should have probably handed in the quest in Ratchet. Ashenvale, Stormwind, Darkshire. Let's do gotta make sure we do a posture check because my posture is definitely not the best. Earlier, the group that I did Stockades with? Shadowfang Keep. The group that we did Shadowfang Keep with, it was a full guild group from Hardcore Cuties. It was all four of them were from Hardcore Cuties. And they all went to go to Booty Bay so then they could get their world buffs. And then they were supposed to come back and we were supposed to do BFD. And they just never came back, so then I kind of sat around. And that was when I got the RFK group going. So I thought I'd just go do RFK. And it went really, really smooth. That was a really, really smooth RFK run. I'll make it down to BFD really quick. It's been quite a wild time with World of Warcraft. It's been such a large part. Maybe not a large part, but it's been a very impactful part of my life. I feel like there's a lot of benefits to World of Warcraft and what it did for a lot of people. Alrighty, so we're gonna call that the stream, and we're going on about an hour, so we'll call it and then we'll pick it up when we get back into BFD. So I hope you all have a really cool day, and see you in the next one.